Welcome to the Chop Shop! All right, all right. We want to welcome y'all to the Chop Shop tonight. You know how we do it, real ministry for a real world.
Amen.
We're about to give you some nuggets. We're about to give you some wisdom on relationships. So get ready. How many of y'all are hyped? Give it up again. Come on. All right. Let's get into it right now. There's a quote here by Elizabeth Gilbert. She's an author. She said, to be fully seen by somebody, then to be loved anyhow, this is a human offering that can border on miraculous. And I think about Jesus and the disciples. I think about him selecting these men, and very intentional. We can get all into all the intangibles of the men that he selected. But think about having the Son of God invite you into the inner circle. Invite you in as one of the 12 to glean off of, to be a part of, to receive these intimate offerings from himself. Right. The Word walking the planet Earth, the Word incarnate, and you're getting to kick it with this dude 24/7. Carl Jung, a great psychologist, has a quote. He said, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Transformed permanently. Like you think about the disciples after Jesus was crucified and resurrected from the dead. This is one of the things that actually brought me to Christianity. Because if you study it out historically, all of them except for John died. I'm talking, they were either crucified or just, like Peter was actually crucified upside down.
Yep. So
you mean to tell me that if you didn't really experience A, something while he was walking the planet, but B, a real deal Holyfield resurrection, right, that you're going to let yourself be crucified upside down? That is a total transformation. That is permanently changed your DNA, and you are forever not the same. And I think that if we take our relationships more seriously, my wife will tell you, I mean, we've got some people who we kick it with, and we'll call them acquaintances. Right. But there's only a few people that I will actually throw that friend tag on, and it's got to be a mutual exchange, and there's a feeling out process. You don't just go around and then meet somebody one night, and you're kicking it with them all night, and it seems like you click, and you're like, yeah, that's my friend now. You know, I don't do that because I don't let just anybody speak into my life. I don't let just anybody kick it with me to the level of intimacy that there might be some seed that falls into that fertile soil of my heart. And the next thing you know, I'm saying the same stuff as this cat is saying. We got to make sure that we know who we're going to let into that inner circle. That's why with Trina, I knew, because when you take it to that level, then when you take it to this married relationship where the two have become one, my wife basically has the hotline to my heart. She can speak directly into my life instantaneously. It's like she don't have to go through any barriers, jump through any hoops. I mean, instantly when she says something, I receive it. And so I had to make sure that the woman I was going to give that kind of access to, I had to make sure she was on point. And I'm sure she did the same thing. We got to make sure that when we're speaking into each other's lives and when we're sharing that level of intimacy with other people, that it just ain't some Joe Schmo or even just somebody that we think is cool. Because there's another biochemical reaction that will inevitably and invariably fade away. So
you made me think of something, that our friendships should be transformational. There's this theory in business and in leadership called transactional leadership versus transformational. Your friendships should improve your life, should encourage you. Do people grow wiser, freer, healthier, and more autonomous as a result of being your friend?
Amen.
That's a huge statement. That means, are they being transformed? Not that every time we get together, you know, the heavens have to open and the angels have to sing. I'm not saying that. We don't have to have a Bible study every time we together.
That's it.
We can just be cool, but it's still transformational. We're still pouring nuggets into each other. My brother David, you know, ever since he got here a couple of years ago, we clicked. I met him, I met Trina, and it was like a God connection. And we knew that God had called us to do something. We just didn't know what. And so the further and further, and you've been here 3 years?
We've been here since 07. So
You've been here since 07, 5?
It'll be 6 years this
fall.
fall.
It'll be 6 years this fall. But we didn't start working together until maybe a year and a half, 2?
Yeah, it's like a year and a half ago.
The rest of that time was just observing each other. Dr. Tom says something very profound. He says, believe in fruit you can see, not fruit that's promised. Now, if you know anything about growing anything, it takes fruit time to develop and to blossom. Up until then, it's still a seed. The seed has to die. Then you get something that springs up. Then after it springs up, then it must grow fruit. So you got to believe in fruit that you can see. Somebody can't tell you how good they are. They can't tell you how fly they are. Show me who you are. I want to see it. I want to see it in action. Do you love me when I'm lovable? Do you love me when I'm unlovable? Because it can't be a transaction. I can't be your friend because of what I can do for you. You shouldn't be my friend because of what you can do for me. It's the wrong relationship. It should be transformational on a continuum.
Can I throw a quote in there real quick?
Throw it.
This is from a gentleman named Steve Maraboli, and he said, I want to be in a relationship where you telling me you love me is just a ceremonious validation of what you already show me.
What?
And
I like that. That's good.
That right there, really, because real love, see, that's the difference between when you read about biblical love. You've got two kinds of love. You've got phileo love, and you've got agape love.
Right.
Phileo is the feel-good, hoop-dee-doop-dee, again, biochemical, right? All those feel-good dopamine, serotonins, you just make me feel so good, that love. The agape love is the love that Christ showed on the cross, which is the I have chosen to love you love.
Right.
And I'm going to make that decision, and regardless of how I feel or what you do or what the circumstances or situations may present, I have chosen to love you. And I say love meaning, all types of relationships. Right. Because when somebody becomes your friend, you love that person. And I got another quote here by Jesse Scott. It says, when someone loves you, the way they say your name is different. And check this part out. I like this. You know that your name is safe in their mouth.
Man, that's good.
How many people do you know that you click with, that you kick it with, is your name safe in their mouth? And see, that kind of segues into one of the reasons why I even approached Pastor Dion in the first place, because my wife had come to me and said, you need to hear Pastor Dion teach, because she's off the chain. She's got this word from God, the way she delivers things. I mean, she said she's an amazing teacher. So, okay, there's one check mark in her favor, right? The next one was this. She's a pastor at this church. And she's not only a pastor at this church, but has intimate access to the man and woman of God of this house. So Doctors Tom and Maureen Anderson have deemed this woman worthy of that type of access. So there's a couple more check marks right there that tell me, man, this woman, even though I may not know her personally, there's some people that I respect with a great deal of respect that have already given her access. So that's the other thing you can do is there's something called benefit of the doubt, right? And you can sometimes observe some other relationships that this person has formed. You can observe the fruit in the teaching that my wife was able to observe. And so always people tell me, David, how do you know? How do you know? I said, become an amazing fruit inspector. That's how you know. Become a fruit inspector. They say when fruit comes across the borders of our state that they radiate it. So get some radiation devices. You know what I'm saying? Check that stuff out. Become a fruit inspector.
Look, hold up the word, flip it upside down, and just run it over them. Do they pass the word test? If you get an alarm, boo!
That's it. See ya.
See ya. That's hilarious.
But I think that, those are some of the key things we got to look at. We got to look at, go beyond just the boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, significant other relationship, and get into some of the other relationships that you are fostering and developing in your life, and see what kind of fruit is coming out of those relationships. Deem whether or not those things are worthy.
Right.
Because, again, those are going to be the sum total of who you become 5 years from now.
Well, and this is a great segue, because maybe those relationships are pointing you to the wrong guy, or maybe those relationships are pointing you to the wrong girl, because they're giving you their impression of who you should have. And I've told you, this year for us, for the Pulse, the Chop Shot, all of our singles ministry, we want the God idea.
Amen.
And I think what makes it, amen, what makes it really amazing when you enter into a dating relationship, like I'm older dating, I've been married, I've been divorced, I know what I'm doing. I got it on lock, trust me. I can tell you exactly what not to do. But what I learned from all that is I need to see that fruit, but I'm also looking at how that person is treating me, how that person and I are interacting, but I can't let somebody else tell me who they think I should have, and that's what I'm gonna do. I want the God idea. So if I'm dating somebody, ladies, this is a PSA just for you. If you're dating someone, fellas, if you can get something from it, grab it. If you're dating someone and they are not the God idea, it's okay to let go.
Amen.
And the reason I say that for the girls is because we can be very emotional. We can feel like we're being disloyal. We have let God down. We are just never going to have anybody because we didn't accept him. He may be the cubic zirconia and your diamond is right around the corner.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
It's okay to let go. And the way that I let go is I can tell somebody, I prayed about it and I really don't feel that I'm your God idea. And I want you to have your God idea just like I want my God idea. So then we can't kick it no more. And it's not personal. It's just I want the best for both of us. And we're not it. And that's how you can just make it clean. It ain't got to be all crazy. Y'all sending each other crazy texts. You scratching up people's cores and stuff.
Getting all Carrie Underwood on them.
I'm just saying.
Now, I got another quote here, too. There's a gentleman named Nicholas Sparks, and it's a quote from a book he wrote. He said, I mean, if the relationship can't survive the long term, why on earth would it be worth my time and energy for the short term?
Wow.
We got to, again, we talk about time. We talk about the investment of time. And one of the things that I've noticed, you'll notice highly successful people in any area of endeavor in life have some common themes that run concurrently throughout their life. And I have yet to see a successful person that doesn't value time. And you have to think about that from the perspective of relationship, right?
Right.
How much time am I spending in this relationship that it's just wasting time? Right? Am I wasting my time? Am I spending my time? Or am I investing my time? What am I doing here?
Amen.
And it's nothing personal, like you said. And I like the way you put that.
Personal.
Never. It's never personal.
It's not personal.
What they say, business never personal?
We can make it personal because we're girls. Like, we can make it all kinds of personal. And I'm just trying to help us dial it back. Like, relax. It's okay. Right. If he's not your God idea, please, deuces. I love you. Peace out.
Well, and it's the perspective that you said. Because you said, I want the God idea for you, but also for me.
Yes.
Right? So if we're in the way, if we're the cubic zirconia or they're the cubic zirconia and they're that obstacle, then we're just doing one another a favor, really. Right? Just let me get up out your way, you get up out my way, and we'll go do what we got to do, and it's high fives and it's all good.
And when we see each other at church, high five.
Yeah.
It's all good. All right, we got to get into some questions. Yes. We got to. You got some?
I got some. I got some. You got some. We got some.
Hit me.
All right. So the first one that we have here is kind of an interesting one. So it's kind of a broad spectrum question, but I'm gonna ask it to you.
Oh Lord.
And I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this.
Okay, I'm ready.
What does the word say? We actually was just talking about this, so you can just continue to elaborate.
Okay.
What does the word say about change in friendships, losing and gaining? So we'll continue.
Oh yeah, I danced all in that.
You did.
I did.
Absolutely.
I think gaining friendships, again, you're looking for that friendship over time, a seed time harvest. Somebody sows seeds of friendship. You want some time to transpire, and then you want to see that harvest. So you want to make sure that the people who are in your inner circle are God people. You know, I get very concerned when I hear young believers say, well, this is my best friend, but they don't know God. Because you can take one bad apple. Now, mind you, I'm not saying somebody who doesn't know God is not a bad apple. They are sinners saved by grace just like us. As soon as they accept salvation, it's free, it's available. I'm just making an analogy. You can take one bad apple, put it in a whole bucket of good apples. Do all the good apples make the bad apple good? But that one apple can make every one of the other apples bad. And it happens very, very slowly. See, because friendship and leadership are all influenced, you may get influenced away from going to church one Sunday, one service. Girl, you go to church all the time. Let's just go to the mall just this 1 week. And then the next week, they got tickets to something, an event. Then the next week, they want to go to the movies. Before you know it, you haven't been to church in a month, and you don't even know how it happened. Because you got somebody in your world who's pulling you away from the things of God. So when it comes to gaining friendships as well as losing friendships, you want the God idea. That's going to be my recurring theme through the entire year. And I've had some friends this year that were not on the automatic